So let's continue the filters. So yesterday we have seen how to filter the textual, geographic dimensions using the filter shelf. And today let's discuss how to filter the dates. So if you drag and drop any date to the filter shelf, here we can able to see some couple of options. Number one, the relative date, range of date, and below to that we can able to see year, quarter, month, days like that. So how we can filter the dates in Tableau? In Tableau, the dates can be filtered in two ways. In Tableau, the dates can be filtered in two ways. Number one, in the form of discrete dates, and next number two in the form of continuous dates. In Tableau, the dates can be filtered in two ways. Number one in the form of the discrete dates, and next number two in the form of the continuous dates. So first we should know about what is discrete and what is continuous. So what is discrete means? Discrete means independent. Okay, discrete means independent. So what about continuous? Continuous means dependent. What does it mean? So here, as we can able to filter the dates in two ways, discrete and the continuous. So the discrete indicates independent. So independent means each and every value will be independent of the remaining values. So always the dimensions contain the discrete data. Always the dimensions contains the discrete data. Or always the dimensions contains the discrete data. Then what about continuous? So the continuous means each and every value will be dependent on the other values. So always the measures contains the continuous data. So what does it mean? Let's say for example, if you drag and drop any dimension, we can able to see the values right here. What we are seeing? We are seeing each and every value here. Here each and every value of the dimension is independent of the remaining values. So how does we know that? Let's say for example, I am having the Asia in my second row. If I drag it and if I drop it to the last row, okay, so Tableau will move that value to the last row. So we can able to place our required value at any position. Okay, here the value being independent. Then what about measure? If you drag and drop any measure and we drop it into either columns or rows, here Tableau going to generate an axis. Right? In the axis here, we are seeing a scale like 0, 5 lakhs, 1 million, 1.5 million, 2 million, 2.5 million like that. So here what is the scale here? Here the scale is 5 million, okay, like 0, 5 million like that here Tableau is showing. So the scale is 5 million. So always the 5 million is coming between, here always the 5 million is coming in between 0 and the 10 million. So is it possible to place the 5 million before 0? On the axis, is it possible to place the 5 million before the 0? The answer is no, we cannot place the 5 million before the 0 because here all the numbers are in one continuous order. If the numbers are in one order, we cannot change that order. So indirectly it is indicating some dependency. Always the 5 will come in between 0 and 10. We cannot place 5 before the 0. Whereas if we take the continent, we can take continent at any position because continent means a dimension. So dimension always contains the discrete data, whereas the measure always contains the continuous data. So in the measures, as here we're having in the dimensions, as here we're having the multiple types of dimensions like text dimension, geographic dimension, date dimension. So all the dimensions by default they contain the discrete data. So how we can know that means in Tableau, how we can know that the field is a dimension with the color code. So always all the blue color fields are what? Always all the blue color fields are the dimensions and the green color fields are the measures. So if you drag and drop any date, if you drag and drop any date to the rows, here tableau going to show us this year, here tableau going to show us this year in the blue color. So what does it indicate? It indicates it's a discrete date, because always what, okay, what this color indicates. So this blue color indicates the field is of type dimension, and what the dimension contains the discrete data. And if you right click on this date field, if you right click on this particular date field, here we can able to see the year, and in the below also here we can able to see this year. Have you noticed or not? I don't know. But here we have two options while taking the date parts. Like here in the top we are having the year, and the bottom also we are having the year. Let me click on this year. If I click on this year, one see the color of the field. What is the color of the field? Green. So what are the green color fields? Measures. So what is the behavior of measure? Continuous. So now it indicates it is the continuous date field. So if I right click on it, here we can able to see the behavior of this particular date field. Continuous, okay. So the date exists either in the discrete way or in the continuous way. So all these above date parts indicates the discrete date parts. How we can know the discrete means? With the color of the field. And if you right click on it, here also we are seeing the month. So what does it indicates means continuous. If you right click on it, here we can able to see the continuous. So we are having two types of dates, discrete and the continuous. So here why I'm discussing all these things mean the dates and the tableau can be filtered in two ways. Number one, discrete dates way, and next number two, continuous dates way. So what does this discrete date indicates? If you want to perform filtering of the specific date part independently, so if you take any date, the date is a combination of multiple date parts. The date contains day is one date part, month is the second date part, and year is the third date part. Okay. So day is the date part one, day is the date part one, month is the date part two, and year is the date part 3. Year is the date part 3. So if you take one date value, the date value is a combination of multiple date parts, right? So even though we have the multiple date parts, if you want to take one date part independently, and if you want to perform the filtering, let's say you want to perform the filtering on the months, and your date format is your date is having the combination of day, month, and year. So how to specifically take the month and how to perform filtering? With the help of this discrete dates filtering. So if you want to perform the filtering of the individual date parts independently, then such a kind of filtering is known as discrete date filtering. And next number two, continuous date filtering. Again, this continuous date filtering can be performed in two ways. Number one, range of dates, and next number two, relative dates. Okay, again the continuous dates can be filtered in two ways. Number one, range of dates, and next number two, relative dates. So at the time of filtering the continuous dates, so what do you mean of continuous? One value will be dependent on the other value. So we'll take the complete date value. In the continuous date filtering, we have to take the complete date value. We cannot take one date part. Whereas in the discrete date, we can specifically take one date part independently. So again, the continuous dates can be filtered in two ways. Number one, range of dates. What about range of dates? If you want to perform, if you want to perform the filtering of the dates by taking start date and the end date, and in between the values if you want to display, in between the values if you want to display, then we have to go with the range of dates. And next number three, relative dates. What about the relative dates? If you want to perform filtering of the date part, if you want to perform the filtering of the dates for a specific period, let's say for example last 5 years or last 2 years, in that way if you want to perform filtering, then we have to go with the relative dates. Okay, so let's start with the first thing. Let me drag any date field into the filters. Now here the relative date and the range of dates are showing in the green color. So what are the indicates? What are the green color fields? Measures. So what is the behavior of measure? Continuous. So this two indicates the continuous date filtering, and below to this here everything is showing in the blue. So what are the blue color fields? Dimensions. So what is the behavior of dimension? Discrete. Okay, and in the discrete filtering here, we are specifically seeing what? Year, quarter, month, days like this. So we can here we are seeing the specific date part. So if you go to view data for the data source, in the order date here we can able to see the date combination like our order date contains what? Day, month, and the year. So now let's do some tasks. So in my task one, I would like to show even year wise sales. I would like to show even year wise sales. So how to get the even year wise sales? So just drag the order date first and drop it into filters. So as the order date is the combination of day, month, and year, but here we want to perform the filtering specifically on the year. So select year here, select year, and click on next. After clicking on next, here we are seeing the years we are having. So select 2010 and also select 2012. Select the even years, click on apply and click on OK. Now after selecting the even years, just drag the order date and drop it into rows. Just drag the sales and drop it into columns. Okay, so here we got only the even years. So in the filter shell one, see the color of this order date. What is the color? The color is blue. It means you have performed the discrete date filtering. So the task one, the basic task. So here the key thing is we have performed the filtering of one date part called as year independently. Now let me take one more task. I would like to show in my task 2. I would like to show customer sales, customer sales in between 1st Jan 2013 to 31st March 2013. So here we're having some range. So here how to perform the range of dates filtering. Here we'll have the start date and the end date. So just create a new sheet, drag the order date and drop it into filters. After dropping into filter, here we are seeing an option called as range of dates. So select the range of dates, and click on next. So after clicking on next here, in the range of dates, what we are seeing the complete date value. In the date value, just define our date. So our required year is 2013, and this second part indicates month. So that is 1st Jan. So 1st Jan 2013 to 31st 1st Jan 2013 to 31st March 2013. So here first is the day, first date part is the day, second date part is the month, and the third date part is the year. This first date part is the month, second date part is the day, and the third date part is the year. So after defining both the dates, just click on apply and just click on OK. Now one see the color of the order date. The color of the order date is green. So what does it indicate? It is a continuous date. So once drag the order date, once drag the customer drag it into rows. Next, drag the sales and drop it into columns. So here we're seeing the customer wise sales, but here I would like to confirm whether it is giving us the sales in between a period or not. So how to confirm? Just drag the order date and drop it into rows. If you drag the order date and if you drop it into rows, it is showing us the 2013 data. So but I would like to know whether it is giving me in between the 1st Jan to 31st March or not. I would like to confirm this specific period. So how to cross check our value? Just simply right click on the date field and click on the exact date. Here we got an option called as exact date. So click on exact date. For the exact date, Tableau by default it will take it as continuous. But I want each and every date value independently. So how to take each and every date value independently means, see here it is giving us the continuous date like this. So if you want to get the exact date, you have to convert this to discrete. If we convert it to discrete, here we got the order date. So here see the start date. The start date is 1st Jan 2013, and once see the end date. The end date is 31st March 2013. So here here Tableau is including the start date and the end date in the output. So one important certification question is range of dates inclusive or not? So the answer is yes. The range of dates is always inclusive. It is going to include the start date and the end date into the output. So let's say we are performing the range of dates filtering, but we are having only the start date. In my task 3, I am taking country-wise profits. Country-wise profits from 1st April 2013. So from 1st April 2013, I would like to show the country-wise profits. So here from means what? Here we are having the start date. Then what about end date? Here we don't know about the end date. So it means we want to show till the last day available in our data source. So if you know only the start date, and if you want to go from the range of dates filtering, here we have one more option called as starting date. With the starting date, we can define our starting date, and Tableau will take the end date as the last date available in our data source. In our data source, the last date available is 31st December 2013. And similarly, if you know only the ending date, just specify the ending date. Tableau will take the starting date as the first date available in our data source. Okay. If you know only the ending date, just define the ending date. Tableau will take the starting date as the first date available in our data source. So just let me show you that, guys. As if we want from the 1st April 2013, just drag the order date and drop it into filters. Click on the range of dates and click on next. Just go to the starting date because we are only the starting date. So just define the starting date as 1st April 2013. Okay, 1st April 2013. I'm changing the month to 4. So 1st April 2013 to. So by default, Tableau is taking the last date, that is December 31st, 2013. Just click on apply and click on OK. Now, as country being the geography, click on country. So here we got the data. So once color the visualization, just to cross check the values, I'm coloring with the visualization with the order date. Drag the order date and drop into the color. It is showing us the year 2013. So I would like to know whether it is giving me in between the required months or not. So here I would like to show both the year and month. So how to show the combination of year and month? If we want to show the combination of year and month, here we don't have that combination, but if we go to more, here we're having an option called as more. If we go to more, so here we're having one more option called as custom. If you go to custom, here we can able to see the custom dates. In the custom dates we have, so the custom dates in the custom dates tab we're going to show us the required types of dates and the required type of date parts available. So click on the month year and just hit OK. So now it is showing the months. So the starting month is April 2013 and the ending month is December 2013 and the ending month is December 2013. So it is showing us all the months. It is showing us all the months. So I'm selecting my symbol as pi. So if you select pi, it is showing us each and every month distribution in the form of pi, and I'm increasing the size of pi. How big is here? So here also we got the required data. Okay. So similarly, if you know only the ending date, then just go to the ending date and then just define the required value. So here we have one more option called a special. With the help of the special, we can able to handle the null dates. In our date value, we want to get only the non-null dates. So by default, Tableau going to get all the dates. But one best practice is just get only the non-null dates. So how to get only the non-null dates means in special, just select non-null dates. Click on apply and click on OK. Okay, click on apply and click on OK. Okay, next task. In my next task, I would like to show last 45 days sale. Last 45 days sale of Superstore customers. For all the Superstore customers, I would like to show the last 45 days sale. So here, what is last 45? One specific period. So how to go from the specific period wise filtering? So with the help of one more option called as the relative dates. So just drag the order data and drop it into filters. Here we have the first option called as the relative dates. Click on it, click on next. So here, okay, we have seen all these four options. The first option is the relative dates. So here in this option, we want the last 45 days sale. So here we have, here in the relative dates, we are seeing the required date part. At which date part level you want to get the specific date. I would like to get the specific date at the days level. I would like to see the last 45. So click on days and click on last. Click on days and click on last. Here we want to get the last 45. So enter last 45. Click on apply and click on OK. So now drag the customer. Okay. Now drag the sales. Here Tableau is not showing us any customers. Why? Here we are showing us the last 45 days sale, right? So the last 45 days sale from which date? So by default, Tableau going to show us the last 45 days sale from the current dates here. From the today, Tableau is showing us the last 45 days sale. But in Superstore, we are having the data only till 2013. We are having the data only till 2013. We are not having 2016 data. So as it is taken from today, just it is giving us null. So how to get the last 45 days sale in Superstore? So in Superstore, what is the last date we are having? 31st December 2013. So just go to the order date, and in the order date, in the days, we are getting the last 45, but here we have to get from the 31st December 2013. So how to get from that, from that date means just select anchor. In the anchor, just enter our required date. I would like to get from 2013 December, okay, 2013 December 31st. From this date, I would like to get the last 45 days sale. So once click on apply, click on OK. So now from this date, Tableau is okay. Tableau is giving us the last 45. So just confirm the output once. Drag this order data and drop it into rows, and convert this order date to exact date. For the exact date, Tableau going to take continuous. So we have to convert this to discrete to get each and every value independently. Just drag it and place it before the rows. So see here, it is going to the last 45 days sale. Okay, the last 45 days sale. So from 31st December 2013 to 17th November 2013. Okay, so in the November 14 days and in the December 31 days. So 14 plus 31, 45 days. So if you go to this type of filtering, here we have some other options. If you want the next n days, we can define the next n days with the required date. And here we have the options like previous day. So if you click on the previous day, what I'm going to do? The previous day to the anchor date. So here my anchor date is 31st December 2013. So from this anchor date, I'm going to choose the previous day. So what was the previous day? 30th December 2013. And we have one more option, anchor day. Anchor day means 31st December 2013 it is going to show us. 31st December 2013 is going to show us. And we have one more option called as next day. So from this date Tableau going to show us the next day. What is the next date? Okay, 1st Jan 2014, but we are not having any data on that day. So that's why Tableau is showing us none. Next, weeks. If you want to get the last n weeks or the next n weeks, we can go with this. So the last or next n weeks from this date. Okay, from this date. So let me do one example. So from this date, I'm taking last n weeks. Last 3 weeks means, so which weeks Tableau going to give us? From this date the last 3 weeks or including this week the last 3 weeks? Whether it is going to include the anchor value in this particular output or not. So if you select the days, is it including the anchor day in the output or not? So if I click on apply, it is going to include the anchor day. So here it is including the anchor day in the output. Similarly, it is going to include what? Anchor week. If you take the week date part, it is going to include what? The anchor week. So when the anchor week is starting, the anchor week is starting from 29 December 2013 to 4th Jan 2014. It is 1 week. So next 22nd to 28th is the third week, and 15th to 21st is the third week. So last n weeks means what? Anchor week plus n minus 1 weeks. Okay, anchor week plus n minus 1 weeks. I will show you. So let me click on apply and let me click on OK. So now it is giving us from 15 to 31st. Why from 15 to 31st? So why from 15 to 31st means, so the anchor week is starting from 29 to what is the last day available? 31st. It is anchor week, so it is week 1, and 22nd to 28 is the previous week 2, and 15 to 21st is the previous week 3. Similarly, if we take next 3 weeks means anchor week plus n minus 1 weeks. And what about week to anchor? If we click on week to anchor means Tableau going to show us from the start day of the week to the anchor day. Okay, so what is start day of this current week? The start day of this current week is 29 December, and what is the anchor day we are having? 31st December. So it is going to show us from 29 to 31st. I will take some other value. So I will take as 20th December. Now here what Tableau going to show? Start day of the week. So when this week is starting from 15th December to 20th December. So click on apply, click on OK. So from 15th December to 20th December here Tableau is showing. Okay. So next week. Next week means what? The week next to the anchor week, that is from 22nd to 28th. Let me click on next week of this week. So it is going to give us from 22nd to 28th. And we have one more option called as previous week. So what about previous week? It is going to give us from the previous week of this day. So the previous week is from 8th December to 14th December. Okay, from 8th December to 14th December, and it is going to give us, here we have one more option called as anchor week. For the anchor week, it is going to give us the anchor week information. So here the anchor week is starting from 15 and ending at 21. Even though as here our anchor date is 20th, but in the anchor week it is going to show us till 21st. Till 21st. So here, even though our anchor day is 20th December, in the output it is going to show us the anchor week, because week is a collection of 7 days. So next we have months. So in the anchor, if I click on the last 3 months, means it is going to take the anchor month plus previous 2 months. And if I click on next 3 months, means the anchor month plus the next 2 months. Just click on the last 3 months. So it is going to include 10. So here the 10 means the month number. So I'm getting the date format like month, day, year, right? But I would like to change my date format. So how to change the date format? If you want to change the date format, just simply right click on the date. If you right click on the date, here we're having an option called as default properties. Just go to the default properties. In the default properties, here we're having an option called as date format. Just go to the date format. In the date format, just define our required date format. I am selecting the date format as day, month, and year. Just hit OK. So here I'm selecting the format as, here I have selected the format as day, month, and year. Here Tableau is giving us from 1st October 2013 till what is our last day? Our last day is 31st December 2013. So even we can able to change the date format by navigating to the default properties of the date. So here the key thing is, here what we are selecting in the last 3 months. So in the anchor date, which day we are having? 20th December 2013. So it is including the anchor month plus previous 2 months. Similarly, month to anchor means starting day of the month to the anchor date. So what is starting day of the month? 1st December 2013 to what is the anchor date? 20th December 2013. Okay, 20th December 2013. And similarly, the next month means the next month to the anchor month, which is Jan 2014, and the anchor month means the complete information of this month from 1st December 2013 to 31st December 2013, and previous month means the previous month, which is November. So from 1st November 2013 to 30th November 2013. Similarly, if we go to quarters, we can able to show the previous quarter. So according to the calendar, this December is in Q4. The previous quarter is Q3. It is going to show us the Q3 information, and the anchor quarter means it is in the Q4. It is going to show us the Q4 information, and the next quarter means what would be the next quarter again, Q1 in 2014. It is going to show us the data, but here we don't have that data. And last 3 quarters mean the anchor quarter plus previous 2 quarters, and next 3 quarters means again the anchor quarter plus next 2 quarters, and quarter 2 anchor means starting day of the quarter. So from 1st October 2013 to the anchor day, what is anchor day? 20th December 2013. And finally, for the year also, we have the same options. If we go to year, here we can able to get the previous year. So it would be 2012, complete 2012 information. The anchor year, complete 2013. Next year, complete 2014. And the last 3 years, it means the anchor year. In the anchor year, which year we're having 2013 plus 2012 plus 2011. And next 3 years, which indicates the anchor year, which is 2013 plus 2014 plus 2015, and year to anchor, which indicates starting day of the year, that is from 1st Jan 2013 to 20th December 2013. So these are the different options available. With this relative dates filtering. Okay, it's all about the continuous date filtering. It's all about the continuous date filtering. So the continuous dates can be filtered in two ways. Number one, the relative date, and next number two, the range of date. Again, in the range of dates, we have some sub. Okay, here we have some sub options. We have starting date. If you know only the starting date, we can able to perform filtering with the help of the starting date. And if you know only the ending date, we can able to perform filtering with the help of the ending date. And if you want to handle the null dates, we can handle using the special. So it's all about the relative dates. So let me discuss one more task. I would like to get my task 5. I would like to get last 6 months sale of 2013. So how to get the last 6 months sale of 2013? So sometimes we can achieve the task in both the ways, in the discrete way and in the continuous way. So which way we have to follow? So if you have the chance of implementing the discrete filtering, always go for the discrete, because the discrete is the behavior of what dimension. So dimension, and if you take measure, which contains the huge amounts of information, always the measures contains the huge amounts of information, because dimension contains the primary key. So the dimension, it won't allow the duplicates, whereas the measure, as it contains the foreign key, there is chance of getting the duplicates. So if you have the chance of implementing the discrete filtering, always go for the discrete filters. So here we can able to achieve this task in two ways. So how can we achieve? Just drag the order date and drop it into filters. And here in the discrete date filtering, here we have an option called as month and year. Just go to next. Just select the month and month plus year part. In the month plus year, we can able to see the combination of month and year. Just select the last 3 months of 20. So last 6 months of 2013. So if you want to show the same information, hold the control button, drag it and drop it into rows. Here we can able to see the last 6 months. Just drag the required measure, let's say sales, and drop it into the text. It is one way. What is the other way? The other way is drag the order date and drop it into filters. So now click on the relative dates, click on next. So here we want to show the last 6 months. Just go to the months, click on last, click on 6, click on anchor. In the anchor, set the last day. What is the last day? 31st December 2013. So now from this date, Tableau going to give us, the last 6 months. So while computing the last 6 months, Tableau going to take all the 4 years data. Here while computing this, Tableau going to take the last 4 years data, because it is being continuous. So continuous means what? We cannot take the required data, so we have to follow an order. So from 2010, 2011, 2012 and 2013. So drag the order date and drop it into rows. So how to get month here? Right click on it, just go to more, go to custom, here we can able to see the month here. Just hit OK, drag the sales and drop it into text. Okay, so we can achieve using the discrete as well as continuous. It is a discrete and it is a continuous. So if you have the chance of implementing both, just go with the discrete, because discrete uses the good performance. So it's all about the dates filtering. So any questions on the dates filtering, guys?
Yeah, Prajwal, this is Rakesh. Can you please show me the previous one, right? How did you select each and every month?
Yeah, just simply as it is being the discrete, in the discrete, like if you want to show this custom date, see if you drag any date and if you drop it into the rows, and if you right click on it particular date field, here Tableau will show only few of the date parts available. If you want to know the complete date parts, just go to more In the more, here we're having an option called as custom. Just go to the custom. In the custom, just
Yeah,
select your
Prithvi, but
required.
yeah, this is fine. I mean, custom date in the sense, like in the months, right? We want Jan, Feb, and again July, August, and again December, like that.
Yeah,
The
then
previous one, yeah.
so just drag this particular required date field into the filters, and after dropping into filters, here we can able to select the required date path we want. If you want to show the month year, combination of month year, click on month year and click on next. And from the list of months, just select the required one.
Yeah. Thanks, Prithvi.
Okay.
Is it not possible to exclude the anchor date or week or month from our report?
Yes, we can exclude after getting the output. So here, let me show you the thing here. Just go to the filter, go to edit filter. Here we are showing the year to anchor, which means from the starting day of the year to the anchor date. If you want to exclude this, just simply click on the date and click on exclude from the tooltip. Now it is showing till 19 December.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Any other questions?
Sir, don't close the meeting. Have something after the class, so I will discuss with the team. Please don't close the meeting.
Okay, okay, yeah. I have something to discuss also. So,
Okay, okay sir. Thank you.
yeah. Okay, so let's continue with the next type of filtering. That is filtering the measures. Filtering the measures. So till now you have seen how to perform filtering of the textual and geographic dimensions and filtering of the dates on the filter shelf. The third way is filtering the measures. The third way is filtering the measures. So in Tableau, the measures can be filtered again in two ways. The two ways are: number one, filtering the individual values, and next, number two, filtering the grouped values, filtering the grouped or the aggregated values. Okay, in Tableau, the measures can be filtered in two ways. Number one, filtering the individual values. It means the row level values. If you want to filter, if you want to perform filtering at each and every row level, then we can able to perform filtering of those individual values. And next, number two, filtering of the grouped or the aggregated values. So I'll explain with a few tasks. So I would like to show customer-wise sales, in between 10,000, in between 1,000 and 10,000. So here I would like to show the customer-wise sales, only sales, not the total sales or average sales. So only sales means what? No aggregation. So no aggregation means what? Individual value. Just walk through Tableau, create a new sheet. So if you drag and drop any measure and if you drop it into filters, if you drag and drop any measure and if you drop it into filters, here we can able to see the different ways where we can able to perform filtering. Here we have the different ways like sum, average, count or median. So what these indicates means, here what these options indicates means, okay, the aggregated way of doing the filtering, and in the top we have one more value called as all values. So all values means each and every value or the row level value. So here I would like to show the customer wise row level sales. So click on all values and click on next. So in the sales, the minimum sales transaction value is 1.32 and the maximum is 1,119. So here we have to show in between the 1000 and the 10,000. So here again the measure can be filtered in 4 ways. Range of values, it means we can able to pass the start value and the end value. And next number 2 at least, it means we can able to pass the least value. Tableau going to take the end value as the highest value available. And next number 3 at most means we can able to pass the maximum value. Tableau going to take the starting value as the first value available. And next number 4 special. Using special we can able to handle nulls and the normals. Here just go with the range of values. In range of values my start value is 1000. So you just depend the 1000 here and just depend the end value which is 10,000. Alright. So here just I'm performing the filtering on the sales, not on any aggregated or grouped value. So click on apply, click on OK. So now drag the customer and drop it into rows. Drag the customer and drop it into rows. Now drag the sales and drop it into text. If we drag the sales and if we drop it into text or into the marks card, by default Tableau will take the aggregation, right? So here in my filtering, as I have taken the individual values, in my visualization also I would like to show the individual values, not the aggregated values. Okay, not the aggregated values. Here Tableau is taking the aggregated sales. So how to show only the individual values? So if you want to show only the individual values, then here we have to eliminate the aggregation. So how to eliminate the aggregation? So how to eliminate the aggregation means, or how to remove the aggregation means, here we're having a tab called as analysis. Just click on the analysis tab. If we click on the analysis tab, here by default one option got checked, that is aggregate measures. Just uncheck the aggregate measures. Just uncheck the aggregate measures. If we uncheck the aggregate measures, here we are seeing the customer wise individual sales. So for this customer the sale amount is 2262. So this customer is having only one sales transaction. But as you can see, this customer he is having two sales transactions, and the values are in between our range. Okay, and the values are in between our range. So all the values are in between our range. Okay, here all the values are in between our range. So here we have performed the filtering of the individual measures, and even we can able to perform the filtering of the grouped measures also. So let me discuss one more task. Task 2. I would like to show country-wise total sales, up to 5 lakhs. So how to show the country-wise total sales up to 5 lakhs? So just click on country. Just click on country, drag the sales and drop it into the filters. As you want to show the total sales up to 5 lakhs means, so the total sales means what? Sum of sales. Click on sum and click on next. So up to 5 lakhs means what? At most. At most value is 5 lakhs. Here what the highest value we are having? 8.9 million. So instead of that, take 5 lakhs. Click on apply and click on OK. So now it is showing us all the countries whose sales are up to 5 lakhs. So in that way we can able to perform filtering of the measures in either individual way or in the grouped way. And again in both the ways we can able to perform filtering in 4 ways: range of values, at least, at most, and special. But one key thing is it is not recommended to perform filtering on the measures. Okay, it is not recommended to perform the filtering on the measures. What is the reason? The reason is, as the measures contain the huge amounts of data, if you apply any filter to execute that query, behind the scenes, it will take a lot of time and it will degrade the performance. So it is not recommended. It is not recommended to implement, or it is not recommended to perform filtering on the measures. So instead of applying the filtering on the measures, just go with the alternate ways, either performing filtering by using sets or by using dimensions. Here we are having the task of country wise, total sales up to 5 lakhs. This requirement can be achieved using the dimensional filtering also. So how to achieve using the dimensional filtering? Just create a new sheet, drag the country and drop it into filters. Here we can go to the condition, we can go to the by field, and here we can specify sum of sales should be less than or equal to our value. So our value is 5 lakhs. So that requirement we can achieve using the dimensional filtering also. So one note point here is if you have the chance of implementing the filtering using the dimension and the measure, always go with the dimension. So it's all about filtering the measures. So just a minute, I'll show you the diagram. Okay, so once all we see here. So in Tableau, we can able to perform filtering at the worksheet level and at the data source level. So at the worksheet level, we can able to perform filtering at the header level, at the data view, okay, at max scan, and even using filter shelf. In filter shelf, using some conditions or using some formulas, you can able to perform filtering in 3 ways. There are filtering the dimensions, filtering the dates, and filtering the measures. And the next way to perform filtering is the quick filters. Okay, we have one more way is known as using the quick filters. So let's see using the quick filters. Let's see using the quick filters. So the name itself is telling, okay, quick filters means we can able to perform the filtering, okay, faster. So here I'm taking the continent. Here I would like to show only Asia. So how to show only Asia? You have to drag the content into filters. We have to click on none and we have to select Asia. We have to click on apply and we have to click on OK. And after some point of time, I would like to add the Europe also. Along with the Asia, I would like to add the Europe also. So how to add the Europe? Again, we have to go to the filters. We have to right click on the filter. We have to click on the edit filter. And here we have to check one more value called as Europe. So now Tableau going to show both the Asia and the Europe. So next year we can add, next year I would like to show the North America also. So again how to set the North America? Again we have to right click on the filters, we have to click on the edit filter, and we have to click on the North America. As we are being the technical people, we can do like this, but if we are giving the output to the end client, okay, end client, they won't like one output like this because they don't want to do the selections like this every time. What they want is they want some dynamic selection here. They want some dynamic selection here, and if they click on any selection, they want to show only that value or they want to hide only that value. So how to add the dynamic selection in Tableau? So how to add the dynamic selection in Tableau means with the help of these quick filters. So how to add the quick filter? Just simply right click on our required field where we want to add, right click on the field, and if you right click on the field, we have an option called as show filter. Just click on show filter. If you click on show filter, here Tableau going to show us the filter, and if you click on off click on, Tableau going to show us the required values like this. So in the quick filter, Tableau going to add, okay, one more value known as all. All indicates all the values. If I uncheck all, Tableau it won't show us anything. Okay, so how to perform the dynamic selection or the interactive selection means with the help of the quick filters. So now here I'm adding the sales. So here I would like to add the quick filter of the sales also. So just simply right click on the sales and click on the show filter. Now here Tableau going to show us the quick filter for the sales also. And here even I would like to add the quick filter for the ear. But here ear is not part of my visualization. Here ear is not part of my visualization. So then how to add the quick filter on the ear? So how to add the quick filter on the ear means just simply right click on the order date and click on show filter. So the thing is, even though if the field is not part of the visualization, even though if the field is not part of the visualization, we can able to add the quick filter. Okay. So if we add the quick filter, Tableau automatically adds that field to the filter sheet. If we add any quick filter, Tableau automatically adds that field to the filter sheet. So now here, is it possible to change the selection mechanism or not? Here Tableau is showing multiple options for the continent, right? So instead of showing all the values like this, I would like to show one drop down. So how to get the drop down in Tableau? If you want to get the drop down in the continent, just click on drop down. In the continent, just click on drop down. So if you click on the drop down of the continent quick filter, here we can able to see the multiple options to display the quick filter. So we can display the quick filter in the form of multiple values list. It means we can able to select the multiple values, and even in the form of single value list. It means we can able to select only one value at a time. So here the default option is selecting what multiple value list. So if you click on the single value list means at a time we can able to select only one value. Okay, we can able to display the quick filter in the form of single value selection and in the form of multiple value selection. And to display the values we can show in the form of drop down. So if we click on the single value drop down means at a time we can able to select only single value, and if we click on multiple value drop down means okay, from the drop down we can able to choose the multiple values. And if you want to show the values in the form of the slider means okay, just go to the again the quick filter options and just click on the single value slider. The slider is available only the single value. Next, if you click on the drop down again, here we have one more option called as wildcard match. So what is wildcard match? If we enter any character, Tableau going to show us okay the string matching with that character. Now it is showing okay all the consonants whose name contains A. Okay, here Tableau is showing us all the consonants whose name contains A. So in the quick filter, the wildcard match means so all the matching values with that wildcard. And here we have one more option called as multiple values custom list. So in the multiple values custom list, we can enter our value manually. So custom means manual. Okay. Let's say for example, I'm entering the Europe and I'm clicking on plus. Now your Tableau going to show us only the Europe. Okay. In the custom value list, we have to enter the values manually. So these are the options. These are the different display options for the textual dimensions, and even for the geographic dimensions also we'll get the same options. Then what about for the measures? If we click on the drop down for any measure quick filter, we can able to show it in the form of range of values. So in the range, we can define some range by entering our value here, or even we can drag and drop. Even here we can drag the slider. You can define some range here. So if you don't want to show the range and if you want to show only the start value, just click on the drop down again. So how to define the start value, we just select at least. If you click on at least means your Tableau going to allow us to define only the start value. And if you click on drop down, here we have one more option called at most. At most allows us to show us only the end value. So here we can define only the end value. So these are the different display options for the dates. And if you for the measures, if you go to the dates, for the dates also we have the similar type of options like the textual dimensions. So we can able to show the dates in the form of single value list, okay, where we can able to choose only one value, and in the form of multiple values list we can able to show in the form of multiple values, and single value drop down, multiple value drop down. So these drop downs are very useful if the field contains the huge amounts of data. Let's say I am adding a quick filter on the customer name, So the total are having close to 3000 customers. So if you click on drop down and if you click on multiple value list, to add the list, here Tableau going to show us the list of multiple and so many customers. So your as your our workspace is very limited, so the field contains a huge amounts of data. Just click on multiple value drop down. Just click on the multiple value drop down, because if you show the drop down means we can able to add more quick filters. Okay. So these are the options available for the quick filter. So now let me select the multiple value list. So here if I select any value, Tableau is showing that value, right? But I want the opposite process. If I select any value, I would like to exclude that value. So how to exclude the values? In the quick filter, how to exclude the values? So in the quick filter, how to exclude the values means you go click on the drop down in the quick filter. If you click on the drop down in the quick filter and if you go to the options, here we're having an option called as include values and the exclude values. Here by default Tableau is including the value. So how to exclude the values means just click on exclude values. Tableau is excluding all the values. Here what you're selecting. To click on the Asia means Tableau going to exclude the Asia also. So even on the quick filter we can able to include the values and we can able to exclude the values. The default option is we can able to include the values. So for the textual and for the date fields, Tableau is showing us the all value, right? So I don't want to show the all value. So in the quick filter, how to hide the all value? So if you want to change the default properties, then we need to customize the quick filter. So how to customize the quick filter means click on drop down and just go to customize. Just go to customize. If you go to customize, here by default Tableau is showing us here all value. So just uncheck show all value. If you uncheck show all value, Tableau going to hide the all. Okay, it won't show the all again. Let me show you again. So how to hide this all values means, so if you want to change the default properties, it is known as customization. Here we need to customize the quick filter. So how to customize the quick filter? Just click on the drop down for the quick filter. If you click on the drop down for the quick filter, here we are seeing an option called as customize. In the customize, by default show all value is showing you. If you want to hide it, just uncheck show all value. Tableau going to hide it. And for any quick filter, Tableau is showing us here the search. Okay, Tableau is showing us here the search option. So we can able to search the required values. If you enter 2011, if you hit enter, we can able to see that value. So if we don't want to show this search option means, again go to customize and uncheck show search button. So and again if you click on drop down, here if you don't want to show this include or exclude values means just go to customize and uncheck show include or exclude. Uncheck show include or exclude. And again if you want to hide this quick filter display options means just go to customize and just uncheck show filter types. If you uncheck show filter types, Tableau going to hide all the options like single value list or multiple value list. And again if you go to customize, okay, if you go to customize here, yes, if you go to the quick filter options here Tableau is showing one more option, that is all values in the database and only the relevant values. So these two options are very, very important. In Tableau, we are having a type of filter known as cascading filter. Okay, at the time of implementing the cascading filter, we will make use of these two options. If you want to hide these two options means just go to customize and the customize in the customize just uncheck show more or fewer values. Okay, sorry, just show all values. Just uncheck show all values. Okay, so it is not uncheck this show more or fewer button also. If you uncheck that, the Tableau is still showing. Just uncheck this. Just uncheck. Okay. So now still it is showing. And if it is not working, let me add in a new sheet. Okay. Just right click on this field and click on show filter. Just click on the drop down. Just go to customize. Just uncheck show all values. It is showing all the values. So just uncheck show all values. It is showing here. And okay, here there is some problem with Tableau. Okay, if you want to see the actual, sometimes the Tableau work weird. If you want to see the actual results, just you have to close the Tableau and you have to open the Tableau again. So for the time being, I'm opening the other version of Tableau. I'm opening the other version of Tableau. Just add it to the sheet. So I click on the component and click on show quick filter. Just if you click on the drop down, here you can able to see this option. Just go to customize. In customize, just uncheck show more or fewer button. Uncheck show more or fewer button, and if you click on the continent, here Tableau is not showing that option. Okay, show all values or only relevant values. So how to hide these options? Go to customize and check show filter types. Go to customize. See here Tableau is not showing any options, and uncheck show include and exclude button also. Just click on drop down, go to customize and uncheck show all value. Go to customize and check show search button. So now we click on drop down. In the quick filter options, Tableau is not showing anything because in the customize we have hidden everything. And if you click on show more or fewer button means Tableau going to show us those options, all values and only the relevant values. Because sometimes Tableau it won't work in the way we expected. So only the solution, just close it and open the same version or open the other version. So we can able to hide all the options in the quick filter. Okay, so it's all about the quick filters guys. So the advantage of the quick filters is we can add some dynamic selection on our dashboards and we can use that output to the end client. Okay, it's all about the quick filter. So one final thing, filter shading options. On all these filters, we have seen the different types of filters, right? So even we can able to share these filters guys. Next is filter sharing options. So we can able to share the filter in two ways. Sorry, three ways. We can able to share the filter in three ways in Tableau. So the three ways of sharing is number one, we can by default if you apply any filter, Tableau going to apply the filter to only that sheet. So single sheet or single worksheet. By default, Tableau going to apply the filter to the single worksheet. And next number two, to the required worksheets or to the specific worksheets. And next number three, all sheets using the data source. All sheets using the data source. Okay, in Tableau, we can able to share one filter in three ways. Even it is possible to share the filter also. So the three ways of sharing the filter is number one, single sheet. It is by default. Okay, Tableau will share the filter to only that particular single worksheet. And next number two, specific worksheets. Even we can share the filter to the required worksheets also. And next number three, all the sheets within the data source. So within the data source, across all the sheets, we can share the filter. Okay, so it is from Tableau 8. From Tableau 8, we have these options. From Tableau 8 we have these options. Whereas from Tableau 9, sorry, from up to Tableau 7, even from Tableau 8 and Tableau 9 we have only these three options. Whereas up to Tableau 7, just we have only two options. Number one, global, and next number two, local. Up to Tableau 7, if you want to share the filter, just we have only two options. Number one, global, and next number two, local. So the global means all the sheets within the data source, and next number two, the local means only that sheet. So first of all, how to share the filter? So how to share the filter means, if you right click on this filter, here we are having an option called as apply to worksheets. In apply to worksheets, here by default Tableau is applying the filter to only this worksheet. Here Tableau is applying the filter to only this worksheet, and next number two, all using this data source. So all using this data source means to all the sheets within this data source. Okay, to all the sheets within this data source. I'll show you with an example. So here I'm creating one more sheet, and here I am taking country. Here I am taking country. Okay, I am adding a quick filter on country. So just go to the sheet. So here, if I select any continent, let me unselect all. Let me unselect all, and let me select only Asia. If I select Asia, here only in this sheet 1 Tableau going to take what? Asia filter. And if you go to sheet 2, if I drag the continent and if I drop it into color, Tableau going to show us what? All the continents, all the 6 continents. So it means what? Only on the sheet 1, Tableau is applying the continent filter. On the sheet 2, again Tableau is showing us what? The complete continent information. The complete continent information. So by default, Tableau is sharing the filter to only one sheet. Then how to share the filter across the multiple sheets? Here I'm creating one more sheet. Now this time I'm taking, in this sheet I'm taking year. Here and again I'm taking year wise profit. Year wise profit. And I'm coloring with the continent. So this time I would like to show only the Europe. If I click on the Europe, only in the sheet 1 Tableau going to apply. In sheet 2 and in sheet 3, Tableau will take out all the continents. So now I would like to apply this Europe filter or the Asia filter to only the sheet 2. So how to apply this filter to only the sheet 2? Just simply right click on the filter. If we go to apply to worksheets, in apply to worksheets, here we are seeing all the three options. All using the data source. It means what it is going to apply to all the sheets which belongs to the data source, which is Superstore. And next number 2, selected worksheets. So where we can able to select our required sheets. And next number 3, only this worksheet. So here let me select selected worksheets. If we click on selected worksheet, here we can able to select our required worksheet. Let me click on sheet 2, just hit out. And if we go to the sheet 2, now here Tableau going to show us only the continents from Asia. And if we go to the sheet 3, here it is showing us all the continents. So it means here we have shared the filter, the continent filter, in between these two sheets. Okay, and that's why the continent filter is showing with the multiple sheets option. That's why here the continent filter is showing with the multiple sheets option. And in my sheet 3, as I'm having the year, I would like to share the year to all the sheets. So how to share the year to all the sheets? If you want to share the year to all the sheets means just click on drop down for the year. If you click on the drop down for the year, even we can share at the quick filter level also. So how to share means just go to apply to worksheets, and in apply to worksheets, just click on all using this data source. If you click on all using this data source means Tableau could apply this filter to all the sheets which will make use of this superstore. So this filter is indicating with the data source because it is applying to all the sheets within the data source. Now I'm unselecting all, I'm selecting 2010. So in all the three sheets, it is going to take the year filters here. In sheet 1 we're having the year, in sheet 2 here we're having the year, and in sheet 3 also we are Tableau is taking the year. So now let me create one more sheet. If we create one more sheet also, and if we drag any dimension, automatically Tableau going to add what? The data source filter to the sheet, because here we are sharing the filter across the complete data source. So on the existing sheets Tableau going to add, and even on the new sheets also, if we create a new sheet, on the new sheet also Tableau going to add that filter. Okay. So in from Tableau 8 we can able to share the filter in how many ways? In 3 ways. The default is only the current sheet, and the second way is specific sheets, and the third way is to all the sheets within the data source. So now let's do some tasks. Let's do some tasks. I'm having 3 sheets in my task 1. I'm having 3 sheets. Okay, sheet 1 is having country information, and sheet 2 is having state, and sheet 3 is having city. So the thing is, if you click on any country, the requirement is to show only the states under it, and if you click on any state, the requirement is to show only the cities under it. So how to achieve this? Just put a Tableau, drag the country into one sheet and name the sheet as country, create a new sheet, drag the state and name the sheet as state, create one more sheet and name the sheet as city, and name the sheet as city. So here we're having 3 sheets: country, state and the city. So let me add a quick filter on country, and let me add a quick filter on state. Let me add a quick filter on city. So here we're having the 3 filters: country, state and the city. The city also, let me show you all the values. Click on drop down and click on multiple value list. So now in the country, if I unselect all and if I select India, in the country just I'm selecting India. Whereas if I go to my state and city, it is going to take all the states and all the cities. Because by default the country filter is applying to only the country sheet. So I would like to show only the states and cities under India. So how to share this? Just go to the country sheet, right click on the country field, go to apply to worksheets, click on selected worksheets and select state and city. Just hit OK. Now if you go to the state, see here, now it is showing only the states from India, and if you go to the city, here the Tableau going to shows only the cities from India. Similarly in the state, if I select any state, let's say I select Karnataka. If you click on any state, in the city I would like to show only the cities from Karnataka. Okay, now just go to the state. In the state, okay, we want to share the state quick filter. So how to share the state? Right click on the state, go to apply to worksheets, click on selected worksheets and click on city. Just hit OK. So now if I go to the city, in the city Tableau going to show us only the cities from Karnataka. So in this way we can share one filter across the multiple worksheets, and even multiple filters can be shared across the multiple worksheets. Here the year is adding to all the sheets because here we have shared this year filter to all the sheets within this data source. So here I am having the data source as Superstore extract. Now I will connect to one more data source. Superstore Excel. This time I will connect to Superstore Excel. So just go to the data sources, RQ, and selecting Superstore Excel. So click on open. Click on orders. Click on go to worksheet. So now we are upgrading a new sheet from the Superstore Excel. From the Excel I am taking, and here I am taking the state field. If I take a state field, here I am taking the state field. So after taking the state field here, Tableau is not adding any data source filter in the, Tableau is not adding that year filter into my filter shelf. Why here Tableau is not adding that year filter? Because we can able to share the filter across one data source, but not across the multiple data sources. Here all these fields they belong to the Superstore extract, and this sheet 8 belongs to Superstore Excel. So we can share the filter within one data source, but not across the multiple data sources. So by default, it is not possible to share the filter across the multiple data sources. This is one point you want to keep in mind. Okay, so it's all about the quick filters, and it's all about the filter sharing options. Okay, so any questions on this? Any questions?
Prajwal, even if it is in the same worksheet, we cannot do that?
So in the single worksheet, if you want to get the data from the two different data sources, means first we have to perform the data blending.
Okay. Okay, got it.
If we perform the data blending, then we can able to do it. It means just establishing the relationship
Sure.
between these two data sources. I will discuss that.
Okay, at that time, okay.
Okay, yes. So any other questions? So we have one more class left for the filters. So tomorrow we'll discuss this. Thank you.